that's about it.
How often do you have to call parents?
Um, once or twice a semester most of the time.
How
Not
much a
for every
semester
kid
for
either,
you?
but a semester is 4 or 5 months. Yeah, about 4 to 5 months.
Right, okay. We call those terms over here. And then we have half term, which is a break, and then the second half of the
Hmm.
term. And then we have a 2 week break, so they'll be on Easter, sorry, Christmas, Easter, and then yeah, Christmas, Easter, and then we have a big summer break.
Hmm.
So in between those 3 breaks, I guess the first two we would have 3 times, and then that's the end of the year. So yeah, just using different words for different things.
Yeah, we have just 2 semesters, so it's
Haha.
yeah, fall semester and then spring semester.
Uh-huh. Oh, you call it fall too. We call it autumn. Never use the word fall.
Interesting.
Do you
Nobody
guys
ever says, I mean, people say autumn, but it's less common.
really? Okay. Nah, I've never even heard the word fall until Modern Warfare 2, and I was wondering why the camo was called fall. What the fuck does this mean? I couldn't even comprehend why it was called fall. I was thinking maybe it's the final camo, so it's, fall or something. Um, but no, it's just an autumn camo. I couldn't believe that. It's really strange for me. Because, and it's still really strange now, because I do hear Americans say autumn, for sure. But when it's relating to anything to do with a term of the year or the time of the year, it's fall. But if it's sort of the weather archetype or whatever, with the trees or whatever, they'll be like, oh, the
Yeah,
autumn is
yeah.
beautiful. So I hear you guys use it interchangeably. We just use spring, autumn, summer, winter. I know I said those in the incorrect order, but
Interesting.
handle. It just makes more sense as it's said, just with the way the words are. At least for me, I'm just doing backwards justification to
Yeah.
justify why the words are the way they are, even though there is no actual logic. But there isn't, a set logic with how these words are arrayed in a set. It just makes sense to me. Since the autumn sounds more like the other 3 items in the set rather
I
than
mean, if you
fall.
think about spring,
Uh-huh.
spring and then fall, like they're springing and then falling, the leaves. So I
Yeah, that's
think that makes
true.
sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. But if you actually think about it like this, the springs are springing and the autumns are altering. It actually also makes sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I was like, what?
I was waiting for you to laugh. What the fuck
But
is this guy talking about?
I was trying to process what you were saying. I'm like, what is he saying?
I wonder if autumn is a verb. Hold
I was like,
on.
maybe there's something I don't understand.
The season after summer before
But no, I mean
winter.
it does make sense with autumn because like summer and winter are kind of more,
Yeah,
I guess, oblique names. Autumn's kind
yeah.
of like that.
Mm, springing. Yeah, probably where the name comes from. Yeah, shouldn't be called rise then. Make it more less oblique.
Rise.
You got
Well then you
so
think it.
rise right now. It's gonna be off the
I'll
rise
be
after
thinking of like
this.
a sunrise.
Sunrise, right? Rise, sunrise, sunfall. Yeah, nasty. Fall. Do you have any? Do you just also use summer, winter, and spring?
Yeah.
Okay.
No one really says anything else for those. No, we call winter cold. We call it cold.
Oh really? What the
Right.
fuck?
So that's the only one. No.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Bad name.
Cold's coming up, right?
Yeah, in like 6 months, 7 months.
You're in Australia, then cold. Yeah. No, I was just thinking because I don't know, you might speak a dialect over there, so you might say different things for different times of the year. Because I know EXE was telling me about his wacky northern dialect. See, down here, people just speak English, the truest English you've ever heard. Not really that much slang in the English by a normal person. Maybe instead of thank you, people say cheers over here. Which, they go cheers. Sometimes like a chair. I'm thinking, what the some weird amalgamation of cheers. But apart from that, that's a fairly common one. But apart from that, people are speaking the purest English you've ever heard. Essayist English. That's what I'm talking about. That's probably because...
With
yeah, go on.
with the accent that we have here, a lot of people around me say cheers as in like the thing that you sit in.
Yeah, cheers, yeah. Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's so they do that over here too, cheers.
No, like, hang on. Say it the other way, like as in like.
Cheers.
Yeah, they say it that way, as in
okay.
the thing that you sit in, not the other way that you said it.
Cheers.
Yeah, not that way.
That's the thing you sit in, though.
That way.
Cheers.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people say cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, that would be the standard way.
As
I would think, right? Cheers.
As in the thing that you, for the thing that you sit in.
Oh no!
Yeah, no, as in like, have a good day or whatever. I don't know.
I was saying for thank you, they say cheers
right.
or chairs. But the thing you sit in, they actually say cheers. Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Wait, I've never heard that. What? Really?
Cheers.
It's the accent.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, cheers. I think it's because English, like Southern English, because that's where the government is. So there's a bias for specifically Southern English. So a lot of the that was when, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of the settlers came from, at least the early settlers came from, which would be where I live, Essex, and around that part.
Really?
The accent is more Southern. Northern will sound really different. So American English would sound more closer to Southern English than it does Northern English. Northern English sounds really different. The vowels are very different. So the way English evolved in America, before that point, it would have been more closer to Southern English. Northern English is some... I hear a lot of Americans have a harder time understanding people that are from Midlands or the North, because they, you know, MC's accent would be Midlands, and then EXE's old accent is North. These are just very general statements. It's not uniformly like that, but the way I speak, definitely an amalgamation of a Southern accent plus a very specific internet vocabulary and speech. So I don't generally sound like the people where I'm from, but the people I'm from, there's this very stereotypical Essex accent actually that some people think that people speak over here, and I keep telling them, people think that everyone is promiscuous over here. They're just soberettes walking around everywhere. People think that I was talking to my mom's cousin's husband. She was saying, oh yeah, in Essex people are just go-getters, you know, they're very entrepreneurial. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't think that at all, right? But it's a very specific stereotype that we deal with, very specific accent. Like, oh, do you know, what's that guy? He had a really weird nose. Was it Gross Score? The Twitch streamer Gross Score. You probably know him because he's super old. But if you remember how he talks, that's...
I've never heard of him.
You don't... Gross Score, wow. Hold on, let me see if there's a GIF.
I don't know that many Twitch or any streamers that much at all, really.
Right. Fuck, I don't even remember how to spell his name. Because it didn't come up on the GIFs. Hold on. Gross Score. How'd you fucking spell his name? Oh, I don't know how to spell this fucking idiot's name. No, it's just coming up with Gross Score and golf. Play golf, you fucking idiots. But it's this Twitch streamer that sounds, well, I guess it doesn't really matter because you don't know who the fuck he is. But he has a very specific accent. I don't know if you know who Sam Pepper is. Let me pull
Who?
up Sam Pepper.
No.
Sam Pepper.
No.
Old prank YouTuber. In the prank wave. I want to see a video of him speaking.
I might know them actually.
Sam Pepper exposes
So-
drug dealer in Thailand. Let me see
Hey,
that.
how are you?
Okay, I did. Yeah, let me stream it. Tell me when you're in.
Man,
Right, okay. This is Sam Pepper. You see him? This is Sam
Uh-huh.
Pepper. No, I'm kidding. It's not Sam Pepper.
I was gonna say.
This guy looks like
Does
an
not look
NPC.
like it. Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
Okay, I've got so many tabs open. It's...
Hey, mate, how are you? You good? England?
England.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Africa.
He sounds really
Nice.
campy.
How long
You
have you
hear
been
that?
here?
I've been in Thailand maybe like 6 months.
Yeah, yeah.
total. Long time.
Yeah, that's how people Essex accents go. I've looked this up so many times. This is a stereotypical one. This BBC for everyone. This one's crazy.
Really like this. I did a horn voice there. That came out accidentally. Hello, that's my nerd voice. That's the trouble if you're from Essex, right? There's the natural accent, of course, of the Essex people. They're in tonight watching the show. I'm not being funny at the end of the day.
That's what people think that people from Essex sound like, even though we sound nothing like this. Nobody sounds like this. What the fuck are they talking about? That's crazy. But hold on. Let me show you a funny clip actually. Who actually will be my favorites. This is what Essex people more sound like. Is it gonna be in this or is it gonna be in funny? I think it's probably gonna be in funny. LTG, bro. I have so many of these videos in favorites, bro. Low tip
Toxic
on
ain't even a word, man.
I love the
That's
the
actually true.
thumbnail where he's like old and bald and crying.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh no! You need to see this one. Hold on, I sent this one to EXE. This one was fucking funny.
Thumbnail?
Yeah, hold on. This one was crazy. Hold on, wait for it to load. Oh yeah, thank you. Did it download? Oh, it. Oh, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Hold on. I've got it now. Copy image. That was the GIF I sent because it looked like this. It doesn't. You'll see. This
Nah,
is
it
so
looks like
fun-
LTG to me.
Yeah, it looks like LTG. Some fucking what? This. This one is crazy. That's why I sent this. That one was
Jesus.
crazy. DSP absolutely alpha back.
That's probably him. That's probably what he looks like without the filters on.
Right. It's just LTG. That's what it is. Oh, Essex is a continent. Here we go.
Essex is a continent.
So that's a northern. That's a very specific northern accent. Scouse. This is my favorite accent in the UK. Me and EXE always talk about this one, the Scouse one.
Essex is a continent.
No, it's a county.
That's how they sound like. That woman? No, it's a county. That's what they sound like.
No,
Yes,
it's a county.
it's a
Oh,
continent.
a country.
A county.
What's the
I just
difference
realised
between
that.
a county and a country?
Country.
country is like England.
Yeah.
So Wales.
So she kind of sounds London to me, but there's so many accents in London, so it's really hard to
Country is
tell.
like England.
Yeah.
So Wales
Is
is
a
in
country.
Cardiff.
No,
Cardiff's the capital of Wales.
Yeah.
So I'm from Liverpool, so I live in a country.
Yeah, Liverpool is. Yeah, Liverpool is a country. Bro. She needs to be.
Yeah.
That's the difference between North and South. That's what I'm telling you. People in the North are fucking retarded. They're from industrial towns, probably went to the coal mine instead of going to get an education. People in the South, schools everywhere, very educated people over there. Nobody fuck the North. I'm kidding. I don't hate the North.
It's like
at all, but
It's like the opposite over here.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Like people up north are, yeah.
yeah, they're the snobby elites. I know you also have West Coast culture too. The coastal elites. I remember that, the coastal elites. That's a really old term now. But yeah, I remember the coastal elites.
Liverpool's a city.
A city.
Yeah.
If you go on a plane and go to another place, that's still United Kingdom, isn't
Depends
it?
where. Where do you want to go?
So
What?
Spain,
That's not
No,
United
that's
Kingdom.
Europe.
That's Europe.
but it's still in the United
Europe.
Kingdom.
No, Europe
It's
is
out
a
of the
continent.
It's
so
in the EU. It's
Yeah.
in Europe. It's in Europe.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man.
I don't know how people make it to adulthood and don't know certain things.
I
You
know.
know,
That's insane.
I mean, that's
to
just
me.
so basic. It's so basic.
Let's get these jungle fuckers out of here. Mods ban anybody speaking Portuguese. Let's get these jungle fuckers out of here. This is an English stream, motherfuckers. How the fuck you gonna be from
Let's get
Brazil
these
and
jungle
computer and
people
a
out of
hype
here.
talking shit? Get the fuck out of here. What happened with Zende? And
What?
That was the SP meltdown over Minecraft being too difficult. Keeps
how is this guy not banned?
resources.
Is this guy banned?
No, it's
No,
not.
he
Yeah,
streams every day. I get his
Oh,
notifications.
hold on.
Yes,
Let
it
me just
is.
show you what he said recently. I've taken so many clips recently.
I've
This-
seen how many clips you have. It's insane how many clips you've sent and like shown. On
no,
here.
man.
It's insane.
100 rogues
This is the
versus
Cosmic Silverback.
Silverback.
100 rogues.
Oh,
Gorilla, they signed a death waiver. If you make it out, you get your reparations. That should be what it is. 100 rogues versus 1 gorilla, you get no weapons. Whoever survives,
Why would we need
you
to
get
do this?
reparations. If not, well, you're probably dead anyway or severely injured. Let's see what this Ice Warden has to say.
I can tell you right now, I would not join a mob.
Matter of fact, you know what? We don't even need to say reparations. We can make it something as simple as, there we go. Let's just do a charger. I'm pretty sure we can get niggas to sign up for a Hellcat. Fuck reparations. Let's do a charger, a Hellcat. What do niggas want now outside of Hellcat? Yeah, let's do an AP. Let's do any rogue trinket. Any bust down, any Cuban.
Yeah.
You can get a Cuban with the top tier VVS's. Let's go ahead and see what this Ice Warden had to say.
He calls white men ice wardens.
Cosmic Silverback. Oh, that's funny.
Well, I wanna. What does that have to do with a race? Oh wait, hold on. This might have been the most racist thing I think I've ever heard him say. Hold on. This clip. Hold on. I won't take you on a clip tour, but this video was crazy.
Like I remember, like I asked him about like Black Lives Matter, and I'm no expert, but like when I asked him about it, he was like, I guess I never really thought too much about it. That affected me.
Damn, she got to get herself a nigga, bro. You asking a straight up Zach about BLM? Bro, those aren't his issues. How the fuck is a Caucasian man gonna resonate with BLM?
Resonate, by the way. No, resonate.
Like, bro, if I was a white guy, a ice queen with blonde hair, blue eyes, gonna ask me about BLM, I'd be like, what about it? She'd be like, well, what's your stance on it? I'd be like, I don't know. I guess they were holding up picket signs. I robbed a couple of stores, stole some Jordans. I don't know. Like, what the fuck do you want me to say about it?
What?
That's a deal breaker from a white guy talking to a white chick. All right.
Especially in your own city. Like,
BLM is stealing, robbing stores for Jordans. That's so crazy. He's so funny. The Yakub one though, we have to get this Yakub. This one was good. Oh wait, this vaccination one. You enjoyed this vaccination one. This one was crazy.
I wanted to see this one, saw the title.
the vaccine.
Oh my God, the vaccine is crazy. Oh man.
Did you see that? He was pausing the video to get her in her best shot too. This guy's a crazy Kuma, by the way.
This is why niggas are gonna start getting hit with fucking robots in the future, because everything I do is wrong. If I'm not 6'5", I'm out the door. If I don't agree with niggas that stole grape sodas and Jack Jordans, I'm out the door. If I
He did it again.
like, bro, you really just gotta be on here faking it.
It's Chug.
At least her earlobes don't connect to her face. I will give that to her. She definitely is a proper ice queen. I will give that to her. Good jawline, blonde hair, blue eyes, good ears, no forehead wrinkles, broad shoulders. Bro, she'd be a perfect collab for Anthropoid. Perfect.
Perfect collab for an anthropoid. I had to look that up, by the way. That's a monkey. He's saying.
Really?
Oh, my.
He's saying that a black
Okay,
guy.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, you saying a black guy and her would be really good. Get ready. Just to prove it, let me continue. Before he finishes drinking.
Yeah, she doesn't have a round fucking face. You know how some chicks got that round ass face? Her shit cut to symmetrics. And she don't got them paperlin Becky lips. Oh, she's definitely a proper ice queen. Bro, you'd have the best, as a black guy, you have the best looking biracial kids with this chick. Bro, you'd have, especially if you're like a guy my height. Bro, this chick look like she about a good 5'7". Your kid's instantly attractive. They're gonna look like just straight up scientific hybrids. You said at her age, stupid shit matters because nothing significant matters. How old is this shit? Probably like 32, 33? You said Caucasian people have way better bone structure. You know what's crazy? Where do you think blacks get good bone structure from? We get it from like Europeans back in the day. That's how you're like an extra attractive black dude. You just gotta dial it back like 200 years. You know what I'm saying? You got a random couple of European niggas in there.
Love this guy.
Yeah, unique looking blacks were created. We're created through ethnicity mixing.
Created, I'm not gonna create. The Yakub, when he sounds so like Yakub, it's so funny.
You said, nah, black Americans were here even before America. How the fuck we get here? That we came from up underground? We stole this Yakub shit? Some nigga with a big ass basketball, 2 basketballs put together head created
What is he
Caucasians.
talking about?
You know who Yakub is? I have to show you who Yakub is.
He's just so dumb. There's no way he's being serious. Wait. No.
2 basketballs connected to his head. That's different. That's a different insult. I never even known that before.
It's a white chick?
Yeah.
Well, not. Caucasians? Yeah, we're still not. Oh, there's Africans with good bone structure, but if you biracial it makes it even better. Bro, you mix an African guy with a woman that looks like this, bro, you get specimens. That's a specimen, bro. You're wrong. Those Europeans from Africa got Ethiopians from Africa got good genetics.
But this is the last clip I'll show.
Why does he love using that word?
Which one?
Specimens.
Specimens, yeah. I don't know.
He uses that word more than anything.
He's been saying that a lot. But there is one funny one that I have to show you. I don't know when I clip this. Cognitive 2 CPUs, King AI. No. So I take so many clips, so I don't even know when I clipped it. Oh, here we go. This one is this might be one of the funniest LTG clips I've seen to date.
Quan Yovante Cross. So 2 ROG names with a slave last. Kendrick P. Green, all slave. Eddie Lee Williams, plantation. Eddie Stephen Williams, plantation. James Boyd Atticusson, plantation. Edward McConnell, plantation. Joe Marvin Ellison, plantation. David Lamar Hayes, plantation. Niggas in America, we have no identity, unfortunately. Just look, blacks. When you get a certain age, just change your shit to whatever you want. Because whatever pointless legacy you're carrying, it literally is just, it doesn't connect to you whatsoever. Like, how do you just live with your last name is just Green for life?
Yeah.
My last name's Green. My last name's McDonald or something extremely European. Just change it. Just come up with your own legacy. Especially why carry down a legacy of an inadequate
Who
parent
even
or
found
parents?
LTG?
What?
Huh?
Who found LTG? Like, who found him on like Twitch or whatever?
What did you say?
He's asking who found LTG out of us, I think.
Found.
But
I thought he said sound.
Am I like lagging or something? What's going on?
just muffled in the car.
But yeah, so who found him?
What do you mean who found him?
Who one day was like, "Oh yeah, let me go on Twitch and they're like, "Oh, look, it's low tier God," and then decided to watch him, and was like, "Oh, this guy's funny."
Are you talking about people in here, or are you talking about just
Yeah,
this?
he's talking about people in here.
Oh, I didn't find LTG. This guy's infamous. There is no
Oh, it's-
Yeah,
finding LTG.
I've always known about him. I've always known about him. I didn't really know anything about him though.
This
Always knew
guy's
his name.
yeah,
But
this guy's ancient. I've known him. I've known him since I got back into fighting games back in 2018. So I've known this guy. This guy's old. This guy's probably early 2010s internet. This guy's from, so he's been in the game for a long time now.
Sounds like it.
same with DSP, but DSP's not as known as LTG. I feel like because he doesn't get as many viewers, and he's also not on Twitch. He got banned off Twitch, but yeah, I mean, DSP's been around for a long time. He's been around since like.
Twitch.
Maybe he didn't get banned. I don't remember, but he got canceled. Like his partnership thing with him ended. Me?
Yeah, you sounded like you were drowning.
Oh shit! Hold on. But yeah, the SP he had like a partner deal on Twitch or something, and they
Why is
canceled
the
it.
FBI
Sure.
This guy's so funny. There's a dwarf on his nose just pinching it. Pinching his nose.
And if you're curious about, oh yeah, go on.
No, you go.
Oh, I was gonna say if you were curious, all right, yeah, and if you were curious about like DSP too, about who found him, I mean, I think I've known about him for a long time.
Really?
Like he's been like a long time follower, probably since you guys met.
Really?
Which is weird because I didn't find out about DSP until this year. Him and Galactic were just in a call watching him. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, I always heard them talking about him, but yeah, they were just watching like a full 2-hour playthrough of him playing GTA San Andreas. And he was just complaining about every little thing that would happen. And he kept dying. And I'm just like, man, this game's not even that hard. So we watched him play zombies, and oh my god, that was so funny. He was downing every 5 seconds into the most retarded shit. Like, oh my god, dude, watching him play games is so funny.
You're
And
drowning
the Fortnite
again.
video too. Oh shit. If you can hear me, I was gonna say the Fortnite video. Him playing Fortnite is so funny too. I think we showed you the clip where he died to the trap. We walked in and then walked back through the trap. He just forgot about it after 5 seconds. But yeah, I'm about to join on my computer. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
I'm back. Oh, Stealth, I wanted to tell you. I finished Dark.
Finished Dark. Damn. That was fast.
I know I went through it fast. I don't like going through shows fast because then I need to watch them again because I don't gain a really good understanding of what happened. In terms of being able to differentiate when specific things happened, I can't. I binge. So
is that how you feel about watching Dark too then?
What?
Like you don't feel like you're gonna have to watch it again to like fully understand it?
Fully understand it? Yeah, each individual event I probably would, and it does seem one of those shows where it seems to me that it's just one cycle of something happening from beginning to end, and so I will understand more of that's why that happened, or that's why that happened, and okay, way more. I mean, there were montages. I think there was one montage in the second to last episode or something showing you, this is happening. Oh, okay, but it's not within the full context. So I'll probably have to rewatch that again. that's just with any show. I'm not that great on the first time watch because mental stack on the second time watch. I'm definitely more. I know what to expect more, so I'm not really. Oh, this is gonna be good. I don't know if this is gonna be good, but I have to say, I'll say two things. Nice down the middle. I say two things. That first season is probably one of the best, some of the best TV I've seen. Very much enjoyed that first season.
Yeah.
But by the time I finished Dark, man, I was not enjoying it. I just say that.
Why not?
Yeah, I was not enjoying it that much. I don't know how long Tricky's is gonna be, but I was gonna say, yeah. But if he's not back, I guess I will talk about it. I did enjoy watching Dark because at some point, and this was during the second season, when I started to realize a very specific theme of events that would happen, which was, all right, so somebody of the characters that we're growing up with, there are older versions of themselves trying to dictate to them actions, either cryptically saying stuff to them to do, for them to do, and that would happen a lot. A lot of the show was just that, and that got boring after a while. Seeing people getting trolled into doing different actions, or thinking that they're gonna, or getting characters making them do stuff because they know that they're gonna, you know. They even know that they're gonna fuck up and do something else. They know when they're gonna do that because they're from the future, right? And also, it seemed really deterministic in terms of the way the universe is, which I'm a big fan of. I do like determinism because that's my personal belief that cause and effect would cause something, and so. I mean, it's not completely deterministic because, I mean, they break the cycle. But for the most part, until the very end, it is very deterministic in terms of the way things lead into one another. Things are basically repeating. I don't know if they're repeating exactly, but it seems to me that they're repeating exactly. I don't know if there was any.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, is that they repeat exactly until like right there at the very end of the show. They do something that's not been done before, so, and it breaks the cycle.
Right. And I enjoy the whole they're dictating actions. The parts that I enjoyed the most in the show were the ones where Ulrich, I don't know how to say his name, Ulrich. But when Ulrich went back into the past for the first time, and he was in the 1953, I remember he wasn't getting anything dictated from him. Maybe there were, certain actions led into a certain action. It's a deterministic thing. So, yeah. But it wasn't somebody going there telling him, okay, this is what's going to happen. He's not in the know. He's completely not in the know, but yet he's trying to do something in order to affect what's happening. And I really like that. I really enjoyed that. He's coming to his own conclusions about what things are happening, and therefore doing actions that from his own volition. It felt very much spontaneous. Whereas a lot of the show by the end turned into, okay, this character is leading them through this, telling them cryptic riddles, and then telling them to do this and that for certain events to happen, and there's these two sides. I really didn't enjoy that. I really didn't care for that. I think, and for me, I think it's specifically when it comes to agency. I really like the spontaneous things happening. I really enjoyed that. Same with Katarina going back in time, and same with Hannah. There weren't some deities, effectively deities of this world, telling them, yes, we know everything that's going to happen. We're going to tell you, the specific things that I need to tell you for things to change in a specific way that I need them to change into. No, it was very much very spontaneous things happening. And even though they were, a lot of these events were probably led into one another, someone dictated them from behind the scenes, it didn't feel that way. It was a very feelings-based thing for me. And so I really enjoyed the agency those characters had, even though you don't effectively have no agency in a deterministic universe. But I say agency in a very, loose way to describe what was happening with him.
I understand what you mean.
Exactly. And so those are the parts I really enjoyed on the show, about the show. And that's what happened early on in the show, which was we were discovering things.
Yeah, I can see that.
was really good in terms of you slowly come into the realization, oh, this is happening and this is happening. It's paced really well. Which is why I tend to always like beginning parts of shows, especially shows that have a lot to showcase about the world, where there is a certain mechanic to learn, or there's just a whole world in general. It's probably why I'm gonna, when it comes to Stormlight Archive, I'm probably gonna enjoy the parts where, oh, we're just learning about the world at the beginning and it's taking it things slow instead of, you know, events stacking and stacking and stacking on each other. I just tend to prefer that less. And so I think the pacing really good at the beginning in terms of establishing all the characters, establishing the timelines that exist, the 3 timelines initially that exist, and we don't know about the other world and all that bullshit. We just know about the 3 timelines, and so there is a lot less to juggle. And because there's a lot less to juggle, things just get to breathe. There's a lot more agency that the characters feel, that I feel that the characters have. And so I really enjoyed the beginning part. I thought that season was really great until I think the one when they teleport into the apocalyptic future. I think it may have been not 2022, whatever. I'm guessing it's another 33 years in the future, but
yeah, it is. I don't remember the.
Yeah,
was it 2052?
That was one of the years that they teleport to, the one with the sand, but I don't know if this one was specifically 2052. I would assume that it would be, just because it's in 2019. So 2019 to 2052 makes sense. And when I saw that, I'm thinking, oh, please don't tell me he's going to go through an arc of, you know, going through an apocalyptic future just to go back in time because there's nothing to really do in the apocalyptic future. That's kind of what happened in the first time he was in the apocalyptic future. Was he's trying to get to that blue weird miasma that's shaking around, and so he's doing that hijacking fuel. And I just knew, oh, this is always, there's this archetype in time travel media where somehow they go to an apocalyptic future, but the apocalyptic future it doesn't have any sort of permanence. It's something that they have to escape from. It doesn't feel a time period akin to the other time periods that exist where, you know, people are breathing, you know, they're establishing characters, and you sort of, you can set your roots in these different time periods that exist. The Wasteland future is always, oh, okay, this is the one they're trying to escape from because it's the undesirable outcome. Always like that. So when I saw that, I felt as though that was going to happen, and it kind of did happen, his first stint there. So I already got, oh, fuck. Okay, something bad's gonna happen. But I just didn't, man, season 2 is when I started really getting fatigued. Because that's when a lot of the future characters are dictating things to their past selves. I was getting really bored. So I don't know. I want to talk to you about it also with Wanda too. To see, so we can have a more in-depth discussion about what's happening, get my thoughts on certain specific characters, and all that other stuff. I don't want to derail the conversation into a whole dark conversation.
Sure.
But
sure.
You sounded really interested, in my opinion of the show.
Yeah, I was. I'm glad you shared your opinion. I honestly need to go back and watch the show before I have like a conversation about it.
Okay.
'Cause it's been a while since I've seen this show. I've seen it several times, but it is a very like, there's so much going on in the show, and so many different connections,
Right.
and that it's, if you haven't seen it in a while, even if you've seen it multiple times, it is hard to remember everything about it. So,
Yeah.
I
mean, I just
the main thing that I really liked about the show was like how all the characters are like kind of connected to each other and related to each other. Just through like through the time travel, and like, you know, different people hook up and have a kid, and like, you know, one of my favorite, I don't know why this, like, whenever this was revealed, like I want to say it's like pretty close to the end, season 3 or something like that, that what is it, Charlotte, Charlotte's daughter and Elizabeth,
yeah,
like they're their own grandmother. Yeah,
It's
it's
so
great.
funny.
Whenever it's revealed, I was like, oh my fucking god, no
Right.
way! Like it was insane. So
And that's the thing I don't
I love
like
that.
about season 3 that I do like
Mhm.
about season 1, and just, or I guess this was also in season 2, which was We're a Perfect Match. That whole storyline felt as though it had a lot of time to breathe, where, oh wow, this is, for them it's a big deal. I couldn't even give a fuck. I'm a Game of Thrones watcher through and through. So, that the fact that it's revealed that fuck is her name's got a TH in it. But let's
Martha.
say it's in Martha. Yeah, Martha is
Yeah.
the aunt or whatever. And
Oh yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah, when he got really distant when that found out, and that storyline had so much time to breathe. It had so much presence. But then Charlotte, being them being each other's grandmothers. Did anyone even comment on that? Did anyone even really give a fuck about that?
Probably not.
This is what I'm talking about, is that it felt things were happening really fast, that these revelations that would mean a lot in season 1 just did not matter at all. So I much prefer season 1. I think it's by far the best of the show for that. These big revelations felt like big revelations. These really small interpersonal things. And I thought that was the best of the show, which was these interpersonal connections, interpersonal relationships blossoming, and then discovering their past selves. I remember when Ulrich is sitting in the guy that's making the time machine's house, he's going, Mama, when he sees his mom. Got his mom's name too. These are all German names, so it's a lot harder to remember. But I remember that
Helene is her name.
What'd you say?
Helene.
Oh, really?
Helene Albers. Yeah.
Right, okay.
I've got the website pulled up. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Wait.
There's a
Ulrich's mom is Albers?
Yeah. Unless I'm reading it. No, hang on.
I was gonna say
Helena. Sorry, that's Katharina's.
Katarina. Yeah, I was gonna say Katarina is Albers.
Yana.
Yana, yeah, that's it. Yana, yeah. She is when he sees Yana and oh, what else did I really like too? Also, who was that lady? She spawns in.
Agnes.
Look how you knew what I was talking about.
I know. Well, again, I'm sitting here looking at the website. I'm like, I know you're talking.
I maybe that's a frequently asked question, but I always thought, who the fuck is she? Agnes. Who is Agnes?
I believe Agnes is Noah's sister. If I remember correctly. And who the fuck? Who's because she's gay, right? So who does she steal?
You can select the seasons. Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, you can. Oh damn!
So loud. So loud.
That's why I have to mute it. It's in the bottom right.
Mute tab. There we go. Season 8. Oh, I love this. Oh, what the hell? Continue.
That's for the different world.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. That's crazy. Okay, I want to see everyone. Doris. Oh, Doris. I remember on the floor. I remember pausing because they would have.
Oh yeah, Doris.
On the floor. Doris.
Dude, I feel so bad for Egon.
Oh yeah.
He gets fucked over the whole show.
Oh yeah.
Never can, and like when he figures it out, he dies.
Yeah. A white devil when he's already brain damaged. Anna Conwald. Funny. Jonas Conwald, Mika Wilson.
Yeah. Hannah was, dude, I hate Hannah so much. But I love her at the same time.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite
She's such
characters.
an evil character. But...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, she's great.
One interesting observation I had was them as kids were really they were fairly innocent and sort of into each other. Apart from Hannah, I thought Hannah was definitely one that was mischievous. But then
Oh yeah,
Claudia
for sure.
was really interesting to me because she was she was super mischievous as a kid. Remember when she when
Super
she
smart,
right, and when she
and that's
feels
kind of what made her mischievous.
right, and when she feels was it what was the guy's name? Tront? The dad.
Tronte. Yeah.
Tronte. Is his name Tronte or something? When he's getting taken away. When she feels like he's getting taken away by Yana, because Yana has a conversation. She strips down and she's a punk kid too. She's probably 9 or something, 9 to 11 years old, and she strips down because she's living with Tronte or whatever. Which is super mischievous. But and she's super mischievous. Obviously, OD White Devil when in her third phase, but in her second phase, she feels very much out of her element, which is very uncharacteristic for her because as a kid she wasn't like that, and as a grandma she wasn't like that. But in the middle stages of her life, she felt very uneasy, she didn't have the same acumen. I don't know if you noticed that. But that's something I noticed.
No, yeah, you're right. She didn't, but I mean, I think it kind of makes sense because of, like, I mean, think of the time period where she was in kind of her middle, in the middle of her life, and she was taking over that, over the power plant, which was like typically seen as like a man's job, to be in charge. So. Yeah, in that phase, yeah.
Wait, so the kid that Egon and Hannah made? I was wondering, who the fuck was that? Was that Cilia? Cilia?
Silja. Let's Egon.
Yeah, you got Egon.
Yeah. So yeah, it is Silja.
It's by the way. They say.
Okay, whatever. I watched it. I watched it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's why you're saying the names really weirdly. I get it. Yeah. Oh, I watched it in Haruman. I didn't know there was a dub for it. So.
It's not great, but it's like it's passable enough.
Okay. And who is her? Oh, so she's the one that makes Agnes. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Her and Bartosz.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember them having 2 kids.
Have Noah and Agnes.
Yeah. There was one character I was curious about.
And Noah comes back and kills Bartosz.
Yeah.
Or well, I think they end up in like the early 1900s, and that happens.
There's another Noah here. I like that.
Yeah, Noah's kind of all over the place. Because Noah and Elizabeth have Charlotte, and then Charlotte and Peter have Elizabeth. That's great. It's a great loop.
Wait, what's this then? What's Thanos?
Tannhaus, adopts Charlotte.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Claudia. This Claudia was out of her element, but I like how the otherworld Claudia shows up and she's exactly like the old version and the grandma version and the kid version where she's super mischievous, super on point. But Claudia, go on.
I don't know if I was like that big of a fan of the other world. I wish it would have wrapped up in a way that explained everything without this alternate universe.
Mm-hmm.
That was the way I felt the first time watching it, and maybe even still a little bit now. Maybe I need to go back and watch it again, and because I don't remember feeling that way after the second time I watched, but like I said, it's been a while. So.
I liked Katarina. I thought she was a nice lady.
I feel like there was like a big gap in the show. Like you saw a lot of her at the begin, like in season 1, and then you didn't really see her for a long time, like in season 2 or maybe even in season 3. I don't even remember. I don't remember, but until like you finally see where she ends up, becoming the Lady of the Lake. I don't know if you caught that. I don't know if you remember.
I don't even know what the Lady of the Lake was, but I know she died there by her mom, which is
right. I think in season 1, like several of the like teenage characters go to the lake to kind of as just like a weekend thing and
it's
hang
the
out.
Prelude. Because we get a flashback of it.
Yeah, we do end up back there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Forget when, but I know that who was it? I want to say it was damn, what is his name? Magnus was like telling this story about the Lady of the Lake, and Bartosz pulls Martha under the water or something. In the middle of the story.
I remember him.
That was like a joke or something.
Yeah. That was during the well, it's not a flashback, but it's Jonas goes back in time and he's telling
he
Martha about we're a perfect match no matter what anyone says. Wait, so why is Agnes connected to the Infinity? What's happening here?
I want to say
she's a lesbian.
Was it? No, but she did have a. Didn't she have a kid though?
Yeah, Agnes did have a kid.
I don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember how that's connected there. The Infinity was like the guy without a name.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember that guy? Click on the Infinity. Click on it. This guy, yeah.
Yeah, the cleft jaw guy, yeah. End of Sigmundus. I love how they say it, Sigmundus. Yeah, that guy was fucking creepy. He definitely tense up when he showed up. And then the other guys would come up from behind. The old guy and the punk kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. This is really well animated, but I think it's really poorly. It's really hard to see the destination and the arrows because the arrows will sometimes go inside that picture. Yeah. So the where the lines are coming from, that makes sense. But okay, so Agnes and Mr. Infinity, apparently they have sex sometimes, make Tronte, and she hated.
Yeah,
he hated. I don't know if he hated his dad, but I think he was. Oh no, he didn't know because he thought that his dad died, but Agnes didn't like Mr. Infinity. But Agnes was hot as fuck. It was crazy hot. And when you first see her in the car,
yeah,
wearing the hat.
Also, you can click on the, or well,
you click
whenever you like go all the way back out.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Up in the top left.
Top left.
You see that? Yeah. So you can click on like who, and it'll have all the characters there, and you can click on a character and see more about them. We've even got Gretchen the dog in here.
Gretchen, that was funny. Eric, this is the one that one was a really weird one. Who is this guy?
There's also a menu for what, and you can kind of see all of the different things that kind of show up again and again throughout the show. And you can track like where they went and when they appear and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. Like I know what's it called? The penny.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
shows up so many different times, man.
I was thinking, what is that penny? Wonders. The other world version had it differently. Saint Christopher's pendant. Here we go.
Oh yeah, Saint Christopher. Yeah. Patron saint of travelers.
Yeah. Appear all too often. But yeah, Agnes was so fucking hot. I don't usually remark on how attractive characters are, but even I had to. Even I had to remark. She had crazy fashion sense too. Too bad she's a lesbian. Even when she's pissed off, wearing some military attire.
That's what I'm wearing.
Wait, Ender, what? Weren't you? Didn't you watch Dark with me and Wonder?
No.
No, I thought we watched that.
What is it?
It's too hard to explain what the show is.
Okay, well then, yeah, probably not. I watched some show with y'all though.
Yeah, I remember us watching. I don't remember what we watched.
It was like some gay stuff. Like it was like abuse stuff. I can't remember.
Some what?
What did you... There was like a girl and she had a penis.
Oh, we watched Euphoria. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we watched Euphoria season 1.
She's 44 years old.
Damn.
She did look old for sure. I could see the crow's feet coming from her eyes. But I was definitely even for a older lady.
She looks good for 44.
Yeah, she looks good for a really old a really rich woman that's wearing makeup. That probably had all sorts of cosmetics done.
Sure, fair.
Yeah, she looks good for that.
I mean, she should.
Yeah, she should. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you're some Hollywood actress has the ability to get all sorts of cosmetics done, de-aging stuff in Korea. I don't know why they're looking for de-aging stuff. They need to be thinking about fucking women. That's what they need to be talking about or thinking about.
What?
There is no what. You're paying attention if you don't know.
I think I just like missed out on the conversation or something. I was a little confused.
Now you missed out on. You don't know. You don't know.
I guess I don't know.
Mundos. I wonder what it said on the other door. To Adam, son of Hannah. So they call him Adam and the other one Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Adam. But the actual guy Adam looked very different. Even looked like the same guy. The guy that actually called himself Adam? I'm pretty sure it is him. But it just doesn't look like the same guy at all. So I got really confused when they said that. The stranger, I like how they call him the stranger. Come on now. Oh, I guess that was him. I thought that was him because I was doing some process of elimination. I was thinking, we haven't seen him. And I guessed, that wasn't a certain guess, but I was thinking, I think that could be Jonas in the future because why is he so obsessed with Jonas specifically? And we haven't seen, I mean, we couldn't possibly see the other Jonas because he wouldn't have been alive 33 years ago because he's now 34. So, but for the other guy, the dad, I was thinking, oh, we see Mikkel go back in time, but then we've never seen the kid version of that older guy. I never hear him get mentioned at all. He wasn't in the group, and a lot of the guys and girls that ended up getting together were part of the same group or were adjacent, and you never saw him around. So I was thinking, oh, I bet Mikkel is that guy's dad. And I ended up being right.
You predicted that. That's pretty crazy.
Really, it's not. No, it's crazy. Because I couldn't predict anything else after that. The show got too crazy for me. Too much things were happening in too little time. Also, Martha's hair here looks way cooler. What was her name? Martha Nielsen? Oh, they're both Nielsens? Come on now. When she has her fringe, much better looking than forehead counterpart. I didn't like Martha, the OG Universe one at all.
I really didn't think much of her, to be honest.
I know she was nothing remarkable and then became a main character. But the other world version is more of a Jonas and a Martha amalgamation than anything. And Martha was much more interesting as that role rather than, oh, you know, she just cheats on Bartosz. Oh, yes, that's how nice of you to do that. Definitely, but she was one of those people. She wasn't Hannah. Hannah was absolutely chaos incarnate, whereas Martha wasn't. That was just that was a big slip up on her part. I don't know why she's doing that. That's fucked up. But Hannah was chaos incarnate. What she was doing was devious. From age 1, she was being devious. I love that character. She is trolling all day, all night. Also, Agnes's wife or whatever, not wife, but girlfriend or whatever, got her name already. But when she said, we need to get a divorce, true, all these secrets are getting out of hand, that's true, but didn't you do that first? I'm just saying, didn't you do that first? She was so offended. Because I wouldn't be.
I gotta hop off.
All right.
Take care of my parents' dog. They're out of town.
Oh, Gretchen?
Yeah, Gretchen.
Gretchen. Oh, there's a little kid version? I don't know if I remember the little kid version.
I think you see her like right at the end of the show, last episode of season 3. She opens the like wardrobe door.
Oh yeah.
And sees into that portal.
You barely can see her though.
Yeah. I mean, you see her for like 2 seconds or something.
Also, before you go, what are you thinking about the OG world?
Like, what do you mean? Like at the end?
Yeah, the one that they save so that they can disappear and end the time.
Oh yeah. Is that even the OG world though?
Apparently, that's what they were telling us.
Are you sure? I mean, think about what one of the very last lines in the show, which, by the way, if you look at my status on Discord, it's been the last line of the show for like forever. Not the last line, but the last line for Jonas and Martha. Or is that what we are? Dreams, and we never really existed.
Oh, was what a dream?
Did any of this actually? Yeah, did any of it actually happen? Did they actually exist?
Oh, was that what that was trying to imply? I thought that was just some poetic stuff because.
No, I think that's what it was implying, is like that none of this actually ever happened.
What else would indicate that it never happened?
Or that it happened in like a parallel universe or something like that.
But I mean, yeah, technically, but then they just zap out of existence. Why I didn't retain that line in my head is because why would it only just be a dream, and then we would have, I don't remember any other indication of it being, oh, that was just a dream. That would feel so fake to me.
Hannah at the end says something about like having deja vu.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was she saw exactly, but it was like a glimpse of that parallel universe.
That would be.
I don't know.
So cringe to me. I mean, that's what I think. It was some parallel universe, whatever happening. Because that's what they indicated, some parallel side universe happening. But the thing is, that third universe, I was just thinking that, the dad is still the same guy, which is really weird to me. So what? Why is he the same guy? Johan's dad is still Michael. So, what's going on there? The fuck? How is this happening? So
in the final episode, you're saying?
Yeah, when they're in the hall.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's the same guy. It's still Michael, Johan's dad.
I was thinking Hannah was with somebody else in that episode. I was thinking she was with Peter.
But do we even know she's Johan's mom?
I'm not sure that she actually has a kid in that final universe.
Yeah.
Where like they're sitting at dinner together and talking and that kind of stuff. I don't think she even has a kid at that point.
Right.
Like they're sitting there at the table and like I think she sees a yellow jacket like hanging on, and that's when she has deja vu, but or feels like she did, but in that universe, then she doesn't even have a kid. I want to say that's what's going on in that scene at the end.
Right. Okay.
And that she's just seeing things that's not actually ever happened for her. So.
Somehow. And the fact that they erased their own universe.
Do I?
I said the fact that they erased their own universe, Martha and Martha and Jonas. I don't even know how to feel about that, unless their universe was just doomed to end or whatever.
Well, I mean, their universes were both doomed to some apocalypse, right?
Yeah, and then the apocalypse happened.
So maybe they felt it was.
Maybe
they felt it was better that their universes don't even exist. That they were both mistakes.
Right. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm just gonna sacrifice everyone else's life because some apocalypse happened. Because wouldn't it be recoverable? Okay,
well, didn't they try like for 100 years times millions of cycles?
No. They tried to stop the apocalypse from even happening. But I'm saying, oh, the apocalypse happens. Okay, carry on.
Who would want to live in that universe, though? And not many people do, by the way.
We don't. Do we know the extent of the universe?
I guess we don't.
Yeah, they said, oh, waves were shifting, and so maybe sea level increased. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming too much.
Right, but there is one when they're in the other world for 2052. In the other one, they were just in some wasteland.
Right.
Sorry, in the other world, it was some desert wasteland.
Yeah, it was always
completely different looking. Looked awesome, but that's so different from the OG world, not the OG world, but the one that we first see, Jonas's world.
Yeah.
He's what do you call it? It's just sort of everything is kind of run down. It's some wasteland society, but it's whatever. I'm really surprised that it was still a wasteland society in 2052. That doesn't really make sense to me.
Was it? I mean, we don't really see a whole lot in the 2052, do we? Again, it's been a while since I've seen the show.
We've seen enough.
Maybe I don't remember.
It look like a wasteland. In terms of there's a Roman.
It looks like a waste. It looks like a wasteland, but it's like a lot of the structures are not there. A lot of people live, or don't they live out in the woods and that kind of stuff, and not really inhabiting the city anymore.
I don't know. I wonder what. I'm just thinking. Wow.
So I'm gonna rewatch the show. I'll tell you this: if you find a Blu-ray copy of this show, then let me know. So I want to buy this on Blu-ray, but and get it out of Netflix jail, but because I don't want to pay for it in Netflix. How did you watch the show? Now that I think about that, where did you watch this?
Don't worry about that. No, I just watched some pirate site. That's it.
Yeah, I'm asking what site.
Oh, it's called 5 Movies. I'll link it. Hold on.
Okay.
Movies.pw.
Okay.
It's the one I watched.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna save this. So I can come back to it later. Sometimes it's on some of these sites, and then sometimes it gets deleted off of them, and whatever. So.
That's interesting.
It's never like, I don't know. I struggle to find it on some of these sites sometimes that I've had. So.
I struggle to find it on this one because the title is so generic.
Yeah, Dark 2017 is usually what will make it pop up.
Right. I have to go through multiple pages. I think it may be on the 4th page on this website.
Okay.
To actually find the Dark, but yeah, it's wild.
Let me try to find it.
Right.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. Then usually I can type Dark 2017 and it'll come up, and on these sites, but it didn't on this one. It just said can't find it.
Is it in 2017?
That's when it was made. It was 2017. That was when season 1 was made.
2017.
Or that's when it was released, I guess. Not made.
What is it with these Northern European filters or whatever? You see this? It's got the super blue filter on. No bueno. I prefer this thingy poster where it looks more real. Don't like that blue filter. It looks awful. Also, what was that sound coming out that cave?
I think it was the door where you crawl through the tunnel.
Yeah,
it was that opening. That's what I think it was.
Mm-hmm. I think the more the things, the more worlds and timelines started getting introduced, I think the show got way too cluttered.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger your show gets like that, I mean, the harder it is to keep track of all the characters and that kind of stuff. And
but they don't have time to breathe. That's my problem.
Yeah, no, they don't. Actually, these the producers of this show, or the directors, I don't know what to call them. They made another show that you might be interested in.
Oh, what's it called?
1899. Only bad thing about this show is it's a Netflix original, and Netflix did not renew it for a second season. So, but it does have a really good first season, I thought, and could have. I wish that they would have renewed it and get to see a second season, third season, so on. I thought it was going to be really good. So very not. I don't know if I should say similar to Dark, but yeah. I mean, so you found it, but yeah. I mean, you should check it out at least.
Don't worry, I won't.
So
I'm interested enough in Dark that I will. At least the Dark's first
I want to.
season.
Yeah, I want to watch anything that these people like produce at this point. If it's going to be something like this, yeah. I mean, they won me over with Dark.
Right.
So.
You definitely like Dark way more than I do, because I'm not really in. Honestly, really, really bored and watching season 2 and 3. Why I like the show was absolutely not what the show turned into. I understand that the time travelers. I like the time travel concept in the first season because it's an avenue to explore, people doing stuff with their past selves, and it's all really novel. But once characters are now guiding other characters to do different things that they don't fully understand, it breaks a fundamental rule that I really enjoy about media, which is, okay, a character is doing something and they have volition in what they're doing.
Sure.
And
see, I didn't care that much about, or I see what you're saying. I see why you would enjoy that, and why, like, if that's the thing that you're looking for, that why you didn't enjoy seasons 2 and 3. I think what I enjoyed about it and why I still like seasons 2 and 3, because I enjoy like what you're saying about season 1. I think they did really well. I agree. But season 2 and 3, at that point, I was like invested in the show enough to like, I just want to know where it goes at that point.
Right. Okay.
And like they leave this like big trail of like breadcrumbs throughout season 1 and even some into season 2, I feel like. And like at that point, I'm so invested and I just want to see where it goes. It's like super satisfying to see them connect all the dots and show where everybody ends up as characters. So I think that's why I liked it so much, and why I still enjoyed seasons 2 and 3 is I was invested and I wanted to know what happened.
What was your favorite season? Curious.
So I don't know that I have a favorite season. Again, I need to rewatch the show.
Right.
At this point. So
yeah, well, the seasons felt distinct to me. Where season 1 was this more of slow pace, getting to know everything, and then season 2 was he gets into the wasteland and he needs to find his way back, and now we're starting really getting into the chess piece. I know that was one line where everyone is just a chess piece, they're all just using you. Yeah, it just turns into a chess piece battle where people are being maneuvered into the right location so they can do correct thing. That was so much of the season. I really getting really bored of that happening continuously. And then the third season is when the other world gets introduced, and that's when it gets so cluttered with timelines. And I didn't enjoy that either. I don't know what I disliked more, season 2 or season 3, because I was really starting to binge it because I was thinking, man, I need to finish this show because I want to know what happens, but the day-to-day things that are happening or minute to minute is no, I'm not immersed in what's happening at all. I'm really getting taken out of character coming in and then saying some cryptic lines, Sug Mundos, or some fucking bullshit, and then going, so you need to do this. Essentially, that's what they're doing, you know, they need to do this, or they're maneuvering them into doing something. And I really enjoy stuff where they actually do that. I like when characters get maneuvered into a specific location and then they explain, oh, this was actually what was going on. That was the whole show. That was the whole show, where it was all of that. Where it was the whole show was leading up to that, and it was just that again and again and again and again until we find out at the very end of the show, no. For the reason I said, which was the volition of the character. The agency is really taken away from them when that is happening. And so the actions they're doing are not specifically they're sort of trying to fulfill something else. And it's not like they don't have volition in what they're doing, but it's not about what they're doing, but volition in what it's going to result in doing. So when somebody gets murdered, it's not, oh, you know, I really hate this character. You know, it's not when Ulrich goes back in time and he starts rocking that kid, forgot what his name is now.
Helga.
Yeah, Helga. And he starts rocking his face. That felt really good. I really like that. But then when you see Infinity Symbol start killing people, I didn't feel anything. I was like, oh wow, that sucks for this character. But
yeah, it is confusing why he's doing that. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm like looking back at all the like episodes here on this website, trying to think back about everything that happens. Yeah, I don't know that I can pick a favorite season for any reason. Like you said, they all do feel very distinct. I know the first time I watched the show, I didn't really like the third season. I felt like like I said, that the ending and like this alternate universe and that kind of stuff was too much. But I know on the second watch through, I didn't feel that way as much. And I've watched it actually more than twice. I think 3 or 4 times. I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times. But yeah, on the third and maybe fourth watch through, I really understood it, and now I'm like, it's been so long that and this is such a complex show that I don't really remember right now. Once I start watching, I'll remember again, but it'll take me actually watching the show to kind of like remember the things that are going on. So and all the things that happen. But anyway, like I said, I gotta hop off and go take care of my parents' dog. So
yeah, go and take care.
I might come back later.
I won't be on.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, anyways, see ya.
Yeah. Wait, do you talk to Wanda still?
Not really.
Okay, I'll just talk to him individually then, or at least spawn in him here. So we can talk together because I wonder what he thinks about my opinions. Because
he may not. I mean, yeah, sure. He may not remember though either. I'm sure it's been a long time since he's watched the show.
Right, okay.
But